Hey guys, we're here at Big Loud Records and I'm joined by the lovely Jillian Jacqueline. How are you doing, Jillian?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's good to see you.
It's great to see you. You're a long way from home.
Yeah, certainly am. It's CMA week, obviously I have to be here.
Yeah.
CMA Awards, so what's this week like for you from an artist's perspective? Is it pretty crazy?
It's not too bad this year. For me, it's just fun because I've been gone. I've been on the road quite a bit, so being home for this, I get to see all my friends that I haven't seen in a while and visit with other artists and just kind of catch up. And obviously the award shows are great just because you get to see all your friends getting honored. And we did the ASCAP Awards last night, which is always so fun. The performances they were incredible. Leanne Womack was honored. I'm a huge fan of hers. So yeah, it's been good. You just gotta go home earlier than you want to go home every night, so that you're ready to get up the next day and do it all again.
It must be pretty cool for you guys though, because you're all out touring, and I suppose you don't get to see each other very often. So to all come together, it must be like a family gathering.
Yeah. That's sort of how I look at award show seasons. Is like that's the time when everybody kind of comes back home because, for me, I want to be on the road touring as much as I can. So when I have to be home for this stuff, it allows me just to reconnect and visit with people and, remind everyone I'm still alive. You get so disconnected out on the road, so it's good. It's good to see people face to face.
And speaking of touring, you've been out with Kip on the After the Sunburn tour, so tell us about that, because Kip is one of my favourites.
Really?
So,
he's one of my favourites too.
Yeah.
I've loved him for a long time, so getting to do this tour with him is a big deal. And I love him. I love his energy on stage. I've learned so much from him, just how he moves across the stage and how he interacts with the audience. And his show is really dynamic. It goes from like super high energy rock down to like very stripped acoustic songs, and he does it all so well. So I've loved watching him do that every night.
Yeah, and you're going out with some acoustic dates, aren't you, soon? With Kip and also Charlie Worsham as well, so you must be looking forward to that, because Charlie's just one of the most immensely talented individuals in town.
He really is, yeah, and I know he spent quite a bit of time over there with you guys, and I'm not surprised how well he does, because he's just one of those raw talents. You're right. I mean, just seeing him on stage with the guitar, he's like our country version of Ed Sheeran, like I feel like, and he's got, I'm excited. I think he's got some new music coming out. I've heard a couple things that I really love, so I'm hopefully going to hear some of those songs when we're playing together every night. Yeah.
In terms of your music, Side B came out not too long ago, which is, I'm a huge fan of that EP. It's just superb. So what did you set out to achieve with that EP in terms of a transition from the first EP?
Well, I think Side A, that definitely spoke about a very specific time in my life that I was going through. I was actually talking about this earlier, how the songs from Side A, they came from a lot of suffering, going through a very horrible breakup. And since that time Side A came out, I started writing some stuff that was talking about the flip side. I started dating someone new and we got engaged, and so I kind of had a whole new set of stories to talk about, and I wanted Side B to sort of be a bridge between Side A and then what's coming next. I think for me it's super important to just keep a very fluid conversation going with people that listen to my music, and continuing to let them into my world and what's going on in my heart and my mind and the growth that I'm going through. That's kind of what I was trying to do with Side B. It's a little happier, I think. Yeah.
Talk to me about working with Laurie McKenna on Sad Girls, because I spoke to Laurie probably 2 or 3 months ago on the phone, and she was saying that is a really, really special song for her personally as well, and she really, really enjoyed writing that one with you. So tell us about the process of putting that song together and how it came about.
That's awesome. I love that she said that, because I'm such a fan. Well, that one came, it was sort of discombobulated the way it all came together, because my producer, Topher Brown, and I actually started that chorus at my house, my dad's house that he lives in now in New York, on my childhood piano. We were just sitting there kind of messing around, and Topher had the title of God Bless This Mess, and so we started singing it out, and we basically built the chorus, and then we got completely lost, and we tried for months and could not figure out what to do with these verses. We were just like, what do we do with this? Because it can very easily get super preachy when you're singing a song like that. And luckily we had these writing dates set up with Laurie, and so we brought her the chorus, and we're like, please help us with this. And she just right away started turning it into this very universal, talking to the every person. She's so good at that. And so I think she brought her strengths to the table, and we brought ours, and it all just kind of came together in an hour. And I've I've spoken about that song being so like vulnerable and open that it kind of like freaked me out at first as an artist to put something like that out, because once you put that message out, you really have to like own it and carry it, and I was very intimidated by that because it's a pretty big message, and I'm so glad that I ended up releasing it, because it's been one of the songs that people, strangers, come up to me and talk about that song and send me messages and tell me their stories in a very, very intimate way, and I don't have any other songs really that people kind of come to me like that with the way they do with that one. And that's the only song that somebody has a tattoo of the lyrics on their body,
Oh, wow.
which was like, I've made it! Somebody has a tattoo of my song lyrics. It was so cool.
That's
But
amazing.
yeah, that one's really special to me.
And you mentioned Topher Brown, your producer, and you also co-wrote 4 of the songs on the EP.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about what it's like working with him and what just works for you, because he's a long-time collaborator of yours. So.
Yeah. Well, I think he and it was pretty, I want to say, serendipitous, like having him kind of come into my life, and we just connected as friends, really. First we really enjoyed each other's company, and just it's one of those things where you just start talking about the really deep stuff very early on, and when you're making music with somebody, to me that's super important, and I felt so confident about giving him the producer role in my career because he really understands me as a person, not even just musically, but like emotionally, and I think that's what helps us not only in the writing room but in the studio. He can predict things that I'm going to like, and I can kind of talk to him in a way that it's very effective and productive. And I honestly, I don't know if I'd be able to make music with like a stranger. Like if I just went to a producer whose work I like, that would be pretty weird to me. So at least now, I'm very thankful that I have someone that I'm super close with, that we get to make music together.
Yeah. And talk to me about If I Were You with Keith Urban, because like how on earth does Keith Urban even get involved in a song like that? Like do you approach Keith and say, hey, do you want to come and meet up? Or how does it work?
Yeah, I just called him up. Hey, what's up? How you doing? No, actually, that was a suggestion from my label. They loved the song, as did I. But I had originally just kind of thought it would be a guitar vocal, and then, we'd release it like that. And someone upstairs at my label was like, I feel like this could be bigger, like we should try to get a feature on it. And so I was like, yeah, let's ask some friends, and they're like, what about Keith Urban? I'm like, yeah, go, sure, yeah, send it to Keith Urban. You know what? Send it to Tim McGraw as well and Faith Hill and see if they like it. No, but it was just one of those things where I think the song spoke to him in a way, and so he wrote back right away when we sent him the song, and he was like, when can I do it? I love it, which floored me. I was like, this is crazy. And yeah, we got to record it together, and he sang the vocal next to me, and then he voluntarily wanted to add some guitar, which I was like, you can do whatever you want on this song, it's amazing. And he just kind of took it to a whole different place. The song became just a much bigger feeling. It really took on a life of its own that I'm super proud of. So.
And you've done a couple of music videos as well for If I Were You and Say Girls. So how much do you enjoy that whole process of getting involved creatively and bringing a song to life through the videos?
Yeah, but it's one of my favorite parts of what I do. I've always loved the video aspect. I grew up like worshiping CMT, so I just fell in love with music videos from day one. Like I feel like you can love a song, and then if you see the video and the video is great, you love the song even more. So for me, that's always kind of a fun challenge of how do I take this song and give it a life that enhances the experience of the music, So, I have a little bit of like a background in fashion. I worked at some magazines in college that I really loved, and I just love the visuals, and I have a lot of fun with color and, all that's graphic design. So it's just another way for me to express what I do musically.
Yeah. So what's the long-term plan in terms of new music now? Are you working towards maybe a full album project in the near future? Have you got stuff that's ready to go?
Yeah, we have so much music, which is exciting because now we just have to figure out the way to put all the music out. But I definitely feel like it's important to continue to release stuff, gradually, not wait too long, and kind of keep people, invested in my story and where I am. And I've been very lucky that I've gotten to release side A and now side B, and there's definitely more music coming very soon. 2019.
Yeah, we look forward to that.
Yeah.
And just before we finish, Jillian, there are a lot of fans of yours in the UK who would love to see you again after your C2C and Country Music Week appearances. So would you like to come back and play for us at some point?
Oh, of course. I'm like so excited to get back to the UK. That was one of the most incredible experiences of my career thus far. Showing up for the first time, Country Music Week, and people were singing the lyrics at the borderline, actually. And I was like, what's going on? Is this a joke? Like, I couldn't believe that people knew the words, because that wasn't even happening in the US at the time for me. And I've only been there twice, and I feel like I have connected so deeply with those people, everyone over there that supported me. We talk almost every day on Twitter. I'm so thankful for social media because I get to connect with you guys, even when I don't get to get there. But we are working on it. We really want to get back as soon as we can. Ideally, I will be doing a tour there at some point, and I'll get to stay for a couple months and get to all the places. So that is in the hopefully near future.
Yeah, we would love to have you back. And Jillian, thank you for doing this. Appreciate
Thank you.
your time.
Thanks
and
for having me.
Enjoy the rest of CMO week.
Thank you. You too.